morning.
My name is Mrs. Collins, and I am the author of the CIA Units of Study. I didn't write Shiloh, but I wrote the lessons that your teacher has been using with you. And so I'm here today because I've been feeling kind of bummed this year. I gave up my classroom to write, and I miss my kids. So it's kind of fun to be here today and get to kind of borrow you as my class, because it's hard for a teacher when she leaves her classroom. You start missing your kids, so it's fun to be here today. So we're going to start out with your vocabulary, and then I'm going to have you come to the carpet for a read aloud. And I'm going to do the lesson today, and we have the camera on, but you can just ignore that. It's pointed at me, not you, okay? All right, so let's get started. Maybe. Oh, that would help. I may have pushed the wrong button here too. All right, are you open to the page that says tense for your word? How many of you have heard the word tense before? Does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah.
Do you know what my body does when I hear the word tense? It tightens. Is that what you think of when you think of tense? Uh-huh. You saw the word tense? Good. Okay, so here is our word today. Tense. And you're right, this has already come up in our book, Shiloh, hasn't it? But we're going to see it here, and we're going to use it today when we read. On page 44 in Shiloh, it says, I'm tense as a cricket at night. Tense when Dad drives up in his Jeep, afraid the dog will bark. Why is he afraid the dog will bark? Why?
Because he's in his cage and he might want to get out and he barks.
And you said that he's hidden? So is Marty the only one that knows that Shiloh's up there?
Yes.
Is he trying to keep it a secret?
Yes.
Yeah, so he says, tense, he's tense, that when Dad drives up in his Jeep, afraid the dog will bark. If the dog barks, everyone will find out about the secret. Tense when Darylyn and Becky are out in the yard playing after dinner. Squealing and yelling, afraid that Shiloh will want to get in on the fun and maybe dig a hole under the fence. We also see that he's feeling tense when it says, I stopped gripping the chair, but my heart still goes on thumping hard. Now the author gives us a really big clue about what the word tense means here. Did you see the word afraid? Would you circle that word? When you are afraid of something, you feel tense inside. Okay? So tense tells us what it is the feeling of fear. When you are tense, you have the feeling of fear. Would you turn and talk with the person next to you? What else do you think the word tense means? Go back into that if you need to. Reread that context to get some ideas. What does that mean, tense? Or think about a time when you were tense. Scared. Did you say scared? So that's a synonym of the word afraid, right? So you could write that down. Very good.
Scared?
Scared. The feeling of being scared. Nervous. Good. That's a good word.
Scared and very
Nervous. Did the thumping heart give you the idea that he was nervous? That's my heart starts beating really fast when I get nervous. Okay, turn back What did you come up with? Raise your hands. I heard some really good synonyms of the word afraid or tense. Jose, what did you say? It was good. Oh, other one? Alex, sorry. I got to figure out which name tag to look at. Alex, what did you say?
Scared.
Scared. So that feeling of being scared. Another one from you? Go ahead. Afraid. We've kind of got that here with fear. Carolina, would you share what you told me? Do you remember? Nervous. She said nervous. Do you know what helped her think about the word nervous? Was when it said here that his heart was thumping hard. When you're nervous, does your heart start to thump?
Yes.
I went zip lining this last week, and I'll tell you what, my heart was thumping. It was so fun though. So fun. Anything else we can put there? Scared, nervous? When you're tense, remember how I said your body feels tight? When I get nervous, my jaw starts to hurt. And I figured out that the reason why my jaw starts to hurt is because I'm gripping my teeth like this really hard when I get nervous. So my jaw gets really tense. Can you think of a time in the world where people might be tense, might be nervous, might be afraid? Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Alex.
Maybe in a game?
Like a sports game?
Yeah.
If it's a kind of a close game, how many of you like to watch sports on TV? So a lot of you were watching sports this weekend, and it might have gotten a little tense, huh? Good. How could you remember the word tense? Was there a time in your life where you felt tense, nervous, scared? You can write it or you can draw it, okay? So you'll never believe that I did this, but I actually zip lined over the weekend, which is when you hang from a rope between two trees and you go zoom. And I was really scared to do it. So think of a time when you were scared or nervous and sketch that or write a word to describe it. Maybe it was your first day of school. I always get nervous for the first day of school. All right, now we're going to think about opposites of the word tense. So the opposite of having a feeling of fear would be that you have no fear, right? You are brave. You are not scared. When you're nervous about something, you don't think that it's going to go well. So the first time I went across the zip line, I was really nervous because I wasn't sure that I wasn't going to fall, right? I was kind of scared that I might fall, that maybe the zip line wouldn't hold me. But then the second time I went, I wasn't nervous at all because I was confident that I wasn't going to fall. So the opposite of being nervous is being confident. You know that it's not going to go wrong, right? And so instead of having this tight body, if you're not tense, then you are relaxed. Right? Okay, if you didn't get a chance to finish filling this out, then when you come back to your seat after read aloud, you can finish filling it out. If you've finished, then you can put it back inside your desk. If you're not finished, just leave it out. And you are going to come to the meeting area, but we're going to sit a little differently today. I'm going to be writing on the overhead screen. So you're actually going to sit facing this direction today. Usually you sit facing that direction, okay?